Robert Peston asked the Conservative MP for Rayleigh and Wickford Mark Francois whether he felt David E. Cameron should be included in the Brexit debate. Former British Prime Minister David Cameron resigned after the Remain side lost the 2016 EU referendum. As Mr Francois responded, he was quickly cut off from the ITV host. Peston said, "I just want to bring in Mark, do you think Cameron should stand up and be counted at this moment?" Mr Francois replied, "Well, the House of Commons overwhelmingly voted to have a referendum, not just David E. Cameron, by a massive majority." The Brexiteer turned to MPs on the panel, adding, "Because we have been arguing about this as politicians for 40 years, almost ever since we joined. So, in the end, Brexit news." Robert Peston cut off Mark Francois live on air. Image ITV. "I have been told I have not got enough time. It's terrible." Robert PestonThe host quickly cut over the MP, insisting there was not enough time for the rest of his answer. Peston said, "I have been told I have not got enough time. It's terrible." Mr Francois was left with his arms outstretched, frustrated at not being able to finish his answer. As the show finished, the Tory MP still appeared frustrated, with one of his hands still raised in the air. Once the show had ended and lights on the set dimmed, the ITV host appeared to head straight over to Mr Francois sitting on the panel. During the show, Mr Francois also commented on Michel Barnier's meeting with Attorney General Geoffrey Cox and Brexit Secretary Stephen Barclay this week. Mr Francois said, "The situation is, the rumours are that Cox has got nothing. But we will wait and see what happens over the weekend." He added, "He will bring something back, perhaps to the House of Commons, and we will take a view." Mr Cox and the Brexit Secretary travelled to Brussels to try to secure EU concessions to the controversial backstop mechanism within Mrs May's withdrawal agreement. Arriving back in London on Wednesday, Mr Cox told the BBC, "This is a moment where we are in the midst of the very heart of discussions. We have made very reasonable, very coherent, very detailed proposals. We are resuming talks soon and we shall have to see where they go. But we are having a good dialogue and a good exchange of views." Asked if he was confident of getting a solution, Mr Cox said, "We will have to see. We are certainly constructively engaging at the moment." Mr Barnier told the weekly meeting of the College of Commissioners in Brussels that the negotiations were proving difficult. The Prime Minister confirmed she will put her withdrawal agreement, including whatever additional assurances she has secured from Brussels, to a meaningful vote by March 12. If that fails, MPs will be offered two separate votes, one on a no-deal Brexit, and the other on requesting an extension to the 2-year Article 50 negotiation process to delay EU withdrawal beyond March 29.